If you enjoy this video, subscribe to Scarf and Goggles and check out our other content. On Daytona Beach in 1927, Brooklands racer Henry Segrave broke the world land speed record, the first to drive at over 200 miles per hour. His car, the 1,000 horsepower Sunbeam nicknamed Mystery or The Slug, was powered by two 22.4 litre V12 Aero engines. Now, almost 100 years later, the National Motor Museum at Beaulieu are restoring this historic vehicle back to running condition. Their ambition is to mark the centenary of Segrave's record by returning the car to Daytona in 2027. Scarf and Goggles has been following the car's restoration in detail, and since our last visit, the project has reached an important milestone. Although neither of the Sunbeam's engines have been run for over 90 years, the museum plans to fit the rebuilt rear engine in the car's chassis and start it in public at the International Auto Jumble in September. Before that can happen, the engine needs to be tested. Over to our correspondent at Beaulieu. It's a big day at Beaulieu today. I've come to talk to Stan to find out what he's been doing since I last came here in October, but most importantly, the first of the V12 engines from the Sunbeam is complete, and today is going to be the first time they start it and test it. I'm looking forward to this.
So this will be a bit different from the last time you saw it.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. All right, so while I'm standing in awe in front of it, can you take us around it? Because we've seen it in bits, but to see it all together, can you paint a picture of how it's gone together and the various details of it?
Sure, not a problem. So when you were last here, we had the crankcase here and the crankshaft in it, and we were fitting the rods. So since then we've inverted it, fitted the pistons to the rods, and then slid the blocks, so there's 4 blocks of 3, onto the crankcase, bolted them on. Then on top of the blocks there's a camshaft on each set of valves, so there's one there, one there, one there, one there, so there's 4 camshafts. Once that was fitted, I don't know if you remember all the timing gears that you've seen in the picture. Well, you've got all those timing gears to go in, and that times up all the camshafts for the valve timing. How much of a challenge was that? Because there was no timing marks on it, were there? No, we did mark it when we took it apart. Not as well as I'd hoped, but so we had to be very, very careful on how we lined all the timing marks up. Once we had them in, we could then fit all the outer casings and then fit the magnetos, and you see it's 4 magnetos on this engine. Because it's an aircraft engine, there's redundancy, so you have 2 per bank, so that and they're offset so that if one dies it doesn't affect the other bank. So the power will drop but the engine will keep running. So that was all the magneto timing magnetos set onto the engine. Then we had the issues of the air start distributors, which are these things here, because that was the way the engine was started. You actually pump compressed air into this tube here, and you've got 2 distributors, and they're going in opposite directions. And once one hole is open, that then forces air down to the relevant piston, pushes it down, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and then the next one. And once it's spinning, it produces enough spark on the magnetos, and as long as you've got fuel in the cylinders, it will go. But as we were building it, we were having all sorts of issues with the air start. We weren't sure, what pressures to run it at. I mean, there was lots of speculation about what pressure it should be, and we were told about 130, 140 psi. It's actually closer to 600, and that's a lot of air to put through one little pipe. So we've got those on, fitted the carburetors down the middle, fitted all the wiring harnesses and the exhaust stubs, and now we've made this little dashboard here on the test bed. So we have a rev counter, we have both the oil pressure gauges, because the main oil pressure is for the crankshaft and the main oil gallery, and the secondary oil pressure is for the camshafts, which is at a reduced pressure. So the main oil pressure will be around 50 psi, and that will go down to about 5 or 10 psi on the camshaft. Then we have a little fuel pressure gauge, so we know we're getting pressure from the fuel tank. Your magneto switches, and that button is a starter for the auxiliary starter that we fitted to it at the moment. So it's complete now. All we've got to do is take it outside, connect the fuel and air systems to it and the water systems, and then we should be able to run it. Right.
So where would you like me?
Just on the back, we just push the engine sideways and then out under the hood.
Right. So when you're ready?
And let's go. Mind your heads.
No, that's true.
We're going to get the water tank next. Right, you might have to move that engine a bit because it's off the air, or in the air there.
Oh yes. So when you bring it back down.
Yeah, they're very good.
What we're going to do now is spin the engine over on its electric starter so that we can actually get oil pressure into the engine before we attempt to start it, and that'll help prime the water pipes as well. So all I need to do is push the starter button and wait until the oil pressure comes up on the gauges. So that's what I'm going to do now.
Great.
Okay, so we've now got oil pressure. So we're in a position where we can now put all the spark plugs back in it, put some fuel in it, and then attempt to start it on the air start mechanism.
Stan, here we are, Beaulieu Auto Jumble 2025, a big day for the Sunbeam project. Can you explain where we've got to?
Well, it is a big day. It's the first time this is going to be run in public for over 90 years. So the car's not run since Segrave finished with it back in 1927, as far as we know. So it's got a big day for us. We've rebuilt the rear engine now. We've fitted it to the chassis. So, touching wood, everything goes all right and it'll fire straight up.
How much of a job was it to get it back into the chassis?
Getting it back in the chassis, it's quite a snug fit. You think it's a huge, great car, but it only just fits in. You've got to sort of really persuade it to get it into the right place before it settles and it's happy. So it's quite a challenge.
And did you have to shim it and so on, or are you expecting to take it out again before you finish the project?
It's already shimmed. When they built it in the factory, the engine mounts are on shims, so we've kept all the original shimming and refitted them. I'm not expecting to take it out again, hopefully, anyway. Our concentration now is on the front engine, and once we've got that complete, then we will shoe all that one into the front of the car.
Great. So if you're not expecting to take it out again, does that suggest that you've connected it to the transmission, its side?
Yes, it is connected to the transmission. In theory, we could drive it. We haven't attempted to do that yet. On this side, you'll notice that the chain's not even connected. The chain on the other side is on, just so that we could test the transmission on jacks, and we know it will cycle through the gearbox and everything moves. But because there's no differential on the car, we've left the chain off this side so we can actually manoeuvre it. Otherwise, you've got a tendency to go in straight lines.
All the radiators, all the other bits that have been built for the car, are they all connected, or are you using external cooling tanks at the minute?
Nope. The radiators are plumbed in, and hopefully they will work much better than the original radiators. We've gone for a modern core because we knew that we weren't going to be doing high speeds with the car to keep it cool, so we've gone for a modern core just to help it while it's doing slow speed runs and tick over.
And the fuel tank is all connected?
Fuel tank's connected. It's the original fuel tank. Basically everything on the car is almost original. Very few parts have been changed in the rebuild so far.
Great. So the scavenger tanks, the oil tanks that famously you found a screwdriver in, they're in there as well?
That's in there, yeah. The main oil tank on this engine is right down underneath the engine, which is why the screwdriver ended up in there in the first place, because when you're leaning in with the body on, it's very easy to drop the screwdriver, which has been acting as a dipstick, and whoever did it managed to drop it in there. To get the screwdriver out in period was far too complicated, so they just left it in there.
Fair enough. So have you been tempted to put any 21st century artifact in there for the next person who rebuilds this car?
No, we haven't as yet. We might put a plaque on it at some point, but other than that, it's going to be as it was in period, before people started dropping screwdrivers and spanners in everywhere.
As 2 p.m. approached, the Sunbeam had drawn quite a crowd. After all, it's not every day you get to witness a piece of motoring history brought back to life.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Waiting for the countdown from John.
So in association with Formals Engineering, from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How was that then, Stan?
I'm very pleased. I mean, we're very happy with the way that went. We're not familiar with the air start mechanism on this car, so the fact that it sort of turned half a dozen revolutions and it was running, I'm very, very happy. Very pleased.
You're now starting on the front engine, I'm assuming?
Yep.
And what's in store for you with the front engine? Obviously, you've got plenty of knowledge now, but what do you foresee in store for you as you start the second engine?
Similar sort of problems that we had on the rear engine. I mean, we've got to be able to strip it. Both engines were seized. We've managed to unseize the front engine now. So we're just sorting out the valve timing and the ignition timing and the firing order before we actually strip all the timing gears off of it. And then we'll carry on and strip it completely. And then we've been very lucky with Formals Vintage Racing to do the white metaling on both the 350 and the 1000 horse rear engine. So hopefully that we'll be in a position to give them the engine to do that again, and then we can start the rebuild. Hopefully it won't take as long as the rear engine, but you know, we've got a deadline now, so we can get on with it.
Thanks as ever to Stan, the workshop team, and all at the National Motor Museum. You can keep up to date with the progress of the Sunbeam and make a donation to the restoration campaign by visiting the National Motor Museum's website. And there's loads more about the Sunbeam and other stories of speed records on Scarf and Goggles' YouTube channel. See you there.